Hey everyone, I'm back again, and today I am bringing you a message from the heart. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that I was going to get so emotional over this already, but I really wanted to bring this particular message to you guys today. I was actually just thinking that I was about to jump onto a coaching session with one of my coaches. So I've kind of all geared up to go deep into some of the stuff that I want to share with you guys today that I'm currently working through. And I had to reschedule, my coach had to reschedule our session to later on. So I thought, okay, now's the time to jump on board and do a live stream with you guys. And today it's all about the stuff that's really been hitting me in the heart lately and making me feel quite a lot of sadness. But I don't want to leave you guys in some depressed state or anything. I want to get to the other side with you guys and share a big bunch about the value of what I'm going through right now. But today's message is all about the fact that many people's darkness is coming out right now, right? We're in a pandemic, we're in a time of stress, and a lot of people's fears, insecurities, and kind of that shadow side, that darker side, is being expressed out in the world right now. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, because I don't want you to let the disillusionment that you fall into, that disappointment about things not maybe being as good as you maybe thought they could have been. I don't want that feeling of disillusionment to make you give up on the good. And I'm going to unpack that and I'm going to dive into it with you guys right now. So I've been experiencing a lot of disillusionment in my life, particularly over this last 6 or so months. And I didn't actually realize exactly what it was. I knew I had a level of sadness going on, and I've had that for a while. And, I've been working through that and discovering different parts of myself and whatnot. But it actually became really clear to me over some experiences that I've been having in my life that the actual feeling I'm experiencing is disillusionment. It's a sense of disappointment for things not turning out as good as you thought they were going to. And if you're anything like me, which I'm sure a bunch of you guys are, if you listen to any of my videos, you might be quite idealistic like I am and able to see the good in things and then, end up in a position where you didn't actually see, maybe the other half coming. But this is a point in history right now that we're experiencing during this pandemic where the world, not just your little town or city or even your state or your country, but it's the entire globe right now, is experiencing this sense of out of controlledness, right? And when we feel out of control, a lot of our fears and insecurities come up, right? We're in a state of uncertainty. And so more than ever before, at least in my history of my life, now is a time where we're in so much uncertainty, we're in so much fear that the parts of ourselves that we haven't been working on, we've maybe been neglecting, all those different parts of us, those kind of more shadow sides of who we are being expressed in more unconscious ways, and we don't know what to do with it. And we're surrounded by other people their darkness is kind of coming out as well. And we're in these positions where, we're kind of in this lockdown state where we're forced to have not much really to do other than be a lot more conscious about, hang on a minute, like, how am I living my life? And what are these relationships? And, how do I feel today? And like, what am I doing with my life, right? And so a lot of all this contemplation and uncertainty is bringing out the shadow side, the darker side. And this message that I want to share with you guys today is one that might seem pretty sad because I'm quite emotional today. But actually, I want to share with you guys the power of experiencing your emotions. And, being somebody that, I haven't really done that in my life. I've always just got on with it and just, forget about how you feel. Like those feelings are going to get in the way of, connections that you want to make, or things that you want to do, or things you want to achieve, or whatever. And when we do that, those emotions and those feelings don't actually go away. What happens is they get kind of repressed, and then it ends up being kind of like a beach ball, right? Like that emotion that you don't express and feel and just move beyond, it actually just goes deeper and deeper, and it stacks up until you're just overwhelmed with emotion and you have no idea about what's kind of happening for you. And that's where that shadow comes out. It's all that suppression, all that repressed emotion that we haven't actually expressed. And when we allow things to stack up like that, what happens is it's going to come out, because it's an energetic force. It's going to come out some way, shape, or form. But if you let it stack up, it's going to come out in more often than not a quite unconscious, non-emotionally intelligent way, right? And the definition of emotional intelligence is making a situation better rather than worse based on your response to it. So, as we know, a non-emotional intelligent way that repressed emotion is going to come out is, making a situation worse rather than better based on your input to it, all right? So, this is kind of what's happening globally, and with the people that I'm working with, my friends and family that I'm connecting with. I'm really hearing this kind of common theme, and it's certainly playing out in my own life as well. And what I wanted to share on a more positive note, today is, and for the last couple of days probably, has been a kind of state of disillusionment, like I mentioned, about what I'm experiencing right now. It comes with, this kind of sadness, and kind of like a heaviness, because it's crazy, just like how many things in my life right now, in terms of the people in it, I'm in just such disillusionment, having this idealistic perspective on who people are, and then and not just who people are. That's not really that. It's more about the just this idealistic perspective, and then being quite disillusioned when more is brought to the table. And I'm seeing this in a number of different people that I've been connected to and always see the absolute best in, and I'm seeing more of the other side. And it might come at first with a sense of disappointment, that disillusionment, that sadness, but in actual fact, where it's headed is actually to awaken you to wholeness, really, to what you've been blind to, because nobody and nothing in this life is ever going to be just one-sided. It's not going to be all just good. Nobody is just going to be all kind and perfect, and the sooner we wake up to that is actually the sooner we actually give people permission to be all of who they are, and actually stop repressing their emotions, and actually, have room to actually deal with who they are and what they're going through. And we also give ourselves permission, to not have to be a certain way all the time. It's not about being perfect. It's actually about being real. And you're not going to be able to be real until you can integrate your darkness. I've been getting through life, kind of feeling like I've been with my head in the clouds and a big comfy blanket circulating me, and kind of feeling quite sheltered, and operating a lot in the light. And everything that's happening right now with this pandemic, everything that's also happening in my own life and the connections that I have, it's actually all working in my favor to wake me up to a new level of wholeness and integration, because we're not just all light and we're not just all dark. dark. And the lighter you are, in terms of like all those light emotions, you're going to attract the darker side to come into your experience to wake you up. And the same is true. The darker you are, the more you're attracted to the light. And, ideally, that's what the universe is constantly doing. It's attracting your opposite so that you can balance yourselves out to the point where when you meet into that equilibrium where you're balanced, you've integrated both sides of yourself, both parts of yourself, then what happens is you get to start to consciously design your life. No longer does the world need to humble you into reality. You're there and you can direct all and channel all of that energy into, what you actually want to create and what you actually want to experience in this life. And yeah, it might come with some rude awakenings. It might come with, sadness, disillusionment, anger, rage, terror, whatever it is, but at the end of the day, everything is here to serve you. Your emotions are here to alert you, to bring wisdom to your experience and help guide you towards making better decisions in your life. So that's why I just wanted to shoot out this message from the heart about the fact that everybody with this uncertainty, we're all entering a state of tapping into the darker sides of who we are and what we're experiencing. But don't let your disillusionment from, actually seeing the other side, don't let it, make you forget about the good or lose track of the good, because it's absolutely there always. All right. So, and in actual fact, you don't want just the good, you need contrast. You need the full spectrum of who you are, and just being a human being. And one of the greatest ways that we can learn to become more whole and experience that is through other people showing up in ways that we wouldn't want them to. And so I hope that me kind of going on a bit of a rant with this one, getting a bit emotional with you guys, I hope that it does actually serve you and get you to think about not being disillusioned and just owning, that you have both the light, both the dark, and anything that you are judging within another person, really look at that and sit with that, because it's absolutely your pathway to wholeness. It's the parts of you that you haven't yet integrated. And, that's what I'm sitting with right now. And I'm doing quite a bit of work with it. So I definitely want to check in with you guys and hope that this has served you. So please drop me a comment. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Say hi, or if you have any questions or comments or words of wisdom that you'd love to contribute to the conversation. You guys absolutely know that I love that. And I want to check in with you guys. So who's been able to join me? I've got Judy in the house, and Aaron, and Zara, and Josie, and Bina. Thank you, beautiful. And Vanessa's here as well. Awesome. And Lavongo, or it might be Nelson. Nelson Mandela said, "Difficulty introduces the man to himself. Keep up strong." Oh, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why, part of what I'm actually doing with you guys right now is part of my growth, which is just, not just jumping to the growth, which I'm really good at, challenge, growth, best, opportunity, how are we going to make this better in the future? And you're just so focused on the good and what you're grateful for, but not discounting my emotional state. So I'm really, over these last 2 days, I've been really trying to sit in this state of sadness, let it come up to the surface, which I wouldn't normally do. And definitely, what I'm finding is there's so much strength to be earned through challenge, but coupled with allowing your emotional experience to unfold simultaneously, it's like a real sense of peace and freedom that comes with that growth. And it's a new experience for me. So I hope that you guys, give that a go as well, and to, simultaneously allow your emotional state to roll through as you reach to break through your challenges. So I love that. Thanks so much for sharing that. That's perfect. And Nando, 2:38 a.m. in Florida. Wow. I'm up since 2 a.m. and I believe the Spirit woke me up to listen to you. Oh, that's so kind. And I'm really grateful to have you here. You've got such a beautiful energy. And I love Florida. I was there back in 2017, did one of Tony Robbins' amazing events, Date with Destiny, over there. So lovely to have you here, and grateful to have you live, and love that you woke up in time. And Valerie's here as well, and Giacomo or Filippo, I'm not sure which it is, but I love having you here. Awesome. So that really is my message for you guys today. Just a reminder that with this uncertain time, just remember, give yourself and give others a little bit more of a break and leeway, because we're all dealing with uncertainty in some way, shape, or form, and it's going to trigger all those parts of ourselves that we may have been tucking under the surface a little bit and not really dealing with, and use this time for your own growth. And all that darkness that you may see, don't let it disillusion you. And if you do get a sense of disillusionment, that sense of disappointment that things maybe aren't as good as you thought they were, then, just sit with that, welcome it in, and glean its wisdom, and you'll actually be more at peace and more empowered moving forward as you break through the challenges, integrate the darkness, and actually step forward in a state of higher wholeness. It's not just about being in the light all the time. You've got to have an integrated self, so that you can go about your journey of actually creating the life that you want and experiencing the potential that you have to experience. And last little comments and hellos here as well. Sat Purush, hello to you, and Coffee's here, and Gael, hey there, always good. Love it. And Gail, I can't read your French, unfortunately, but I think you might be sharing it with somebody, so that's good. I always love when you share these messages with people. All right, so guys, that's my message. I hope it's been of value to you. And don't forget the good that's always available, but don't discount your emotional state as you move through and witness maybe your own darkness and the darkness of those around you, okay? So as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has definitely served you. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me live today. I always appreciate your energy and your contributions to the conversation. And I can see, Nando, your divine loving presence in this world is a blessing for our people and our planet. Oh, that is really, really heart touching. And I really am grateful for such kind and humbling words, my friend, and likewise. And Gael, it's a sharing because we were talking about darkness with my friend. All right, we're in sync. I love it, Gael. Awesome. And Giacomo, have a beautiful day. Same to you, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.